this tutorial you will need your selected yarn. Today I'm using the Coco Crochet Irresistible Aran, which was actually an exclusive yarn in one of my Crochet Society boxes, but you could use whichever yarn you prefer. I'm going to be using a 4.5mm hook with this yarn. You will also need a pair of scissors and a darning needle to sew in your ends. Don't forget, I'll leave all the links in the description box below this video of where you can find the written pattern and also the pinnable image so that you can save this for later. Don't forget that if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends and leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all of my latest videos. Okay, let's get started. For the even berry stitch, we're going to start off by creating a slip knot, and you can do that in whichever method you prefer. Go ahead and insert your crochet hook, and we're going to start off with our foundation chain. So your foundation chain is going to be done in an even number. So that's yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So that's 2, 3 and 4. You want to continue until you get to the width of the project that you prefer. So as I say, it's going to be an even number. Do your foundation chain and then meet me back for row 1. Okay, so I have done a chain of 20 for my sample swatch. I'm now going to move on to row 1. So for row 1, we're going to work into the second chain from the hook. So not the one that's on the hook, we have 1 and 2, and we're going to do a double crochet. So I'm working in UK terms. In the US this is known as single crochet, same stitch, just different terms. So we'll go into that chain, yarn over and pull through. You'll have 2 loops on the hook, and then yarn over and draw through both of those loops on the hook. We'll then go into the next chain and work that double crochet. So into the chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. You're going to work your way all the way along. I chained 20, so I will have 19 stitches in total at the end of this chain. So whatever your foundation chain was, you'll have 1 less stitch than before, so then your foundation chain. So go ahead, work your way all the way to the end of the foundation chain and then meet me back once you're ready. So at the end of row 1, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and now we're on to row 2. So row 2 has the wrong side facing us, but this is where we're going to start the berry stitch. First of all, we're going to slip stitch into that very first stitch, so at the base of that chain 1 we'll do a slip stitch, and then we'll go ahead and do the berry stitch. So for the berry stitch, what we're going to do is yarn over and insert our hook into that next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through that first loop on your hook. You still have 3 loops on your hook, and then yarn over, insert into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook, and then you're going to yarn over and draw through all 5 of those loops on the hook, and that is the berry stitch. You're then going to slip stitch into the next stitch, and then again do your berry stitch. So that's yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1 loop on the hook, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on the hook. You don't want your tension to be too tight when you're working this stitch, because it might make it tricky to pull all of those 5 loops or pull through all those 5 loops. So slip stitch, and I'll show you the berry stitch once more. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. So if you're trying not to make your stitches too tight, you want to avoid having your tension tight here. So you just want to lift up slightly so it elongates that stitch. Yarn over, pull through that first loop, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. Again, you just want to loosen that first stitch by easing off your tension slightly, and then yarn over, pull through all of those 5 stitches, slip stitch, and then continue all the way along, and you will end with a slip stitch. So pause the video, rewind if you need to, work your way to the end. I'll meet you back and show you how to move on to row 3. Okay, so I'm now at the end of this row. I've just done my last berry stitch, and as I say, we're going to finish on a slip stitch. We started with a slip stitch, so we'll end on a slip stitch. Going to chain 1, turn our work, and then begin row 3. So for row 3, we're going to be working into these stitches that you can see at the top here. If you just turn it, you can see these V's. So into the first one, we're going to do a double crochet, which is a US single crochet. So double crochet, and then into the next one, which is actually the top of the berry stitch, we're going to slip stitch. And the next one across, we're going to double crochet and then slip stitch, double crochet and slip stitch. You're going to do this all the way along, and you will end with a double crochet. So pause the video, work your way across. I'll meet you at the end of this row and then show you how to continue. Okay, so I'm nearly now at the end of this row, so I'm just going to do that double crochet into that last stitch of this row. Remember, as before, we started with a double crochet, so we'll end with a double crochet, and now we're ready to do our pattern repeat. So for the pattern repeat, we're going to repeat row 2 and row 3 over and over until you get to your desired height. So we'll chain 1, turn our work, and then we will do the slip stitch into the first stitch, and then the berry stitch into the next stitch. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, and then yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, and then slip stitch. So you are doing your berry stitches into the slip stitch from the previous row. You want to make sure that when you're doing your slip stitches, you are again not doing them too tightly, because it can make it a little bit tricky to get into them. So continue with your berry stitch all the way to the end, and then you will end on a slip stitch. So as I say, you're going to repeat those rows over and over again, rows 2 and rows 3, until you get to the height. I'm going to go ahead and build this for a few more rows now and come back and show you what it begins to look like. Okay, so I've now built a few more rows, and this is what my work is looking like. It's just an absolutely beautiful stitch. You want to make sure that you are ending on that row 3, just to add that little bit of height after the berry stitch row. And yeah, it's just a really beautiful pattern. This is what it looks like on the back and then on the front. So I really hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget, I'll leave a link in the description box below where you can find the written pattern. Don't forget to like, comment and share this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to keep up to date with all of my latest videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you again next time. Bye!